Good afternoon. Today I'm going to be explaining a little bit of the mineral program that we use for our cows. So for those of you familiar with Steve Campbell, this may sound familiar, but basically we have stolen and utilized his mineral program to work for us. So that's what I'll be explaining. What we have is just a generic mineral feeder that you can get in any farm store that we drag around in each paddock that we move the cows to every day. So in the first one, we have some dry salt that comes from Kansas Independent Salt Company, C-Fine. And what that is, if I understand correctly, inside that salt there is 92 minerals that are available in each of the rocks, but they're only available in certain forms, so we give it to our cows in 3 different forms. And the first one is in the dry salt. The second one is dry salt with apple cider vinegar poured on top of it, and we need to pour some more apple cider vinegar on this. But what that apple cider vinegar does is it entices the cows to lick more, so these things help balance out their rumen. And the third way in which we give them the C-Fine is in a thing called brine water, which I'll show you in a minute. But what that does is help unlock those 92 minerals when they drink their water. The other form of mineral in which we give them is a mixture of sodium bicarbonate, just normal Arm & Hammer, and Redmond conditioner, and then some molasses. Now the molasses is like the apple cider vinegar, and it acts as an enticer, and you have a mixture here that the cows will lick on. And what that does is that also helps balance out their pH levels in their rumen in order to help things like prevent flies and help with digestion. So what we do is a 1-to-1 bag of the sodium bicarbonate and the conditioner, and then a 1/4 molasses. The molasses is just an enticer, like I said. So this is what a rough mixture would look like, and they'll have that licked down. So now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to explain the brine water a little bit more. We've had these cows for 3 weeks as of today, and every time we get a set of animals, we put them on this mineral program. And this mineral program is extremely cheap in comparison to just regular mineral that you can buy at any feed store. So with our brine water here, what we have is 2 tanks. And in one tank is just regular water. And in the other tank would be our brine water. In this 5-gallon bucket, we have a mixture of the salt in the water, as you can see. So what that does is when the water soaks, it helps make the 92 minerals in the rocks more bioavailable. So then we will pour a little bit into the tank, which creates the brine water. And the cattle, they know how to regulate themselves, so they will drink some of the brine water, drink some of the regular water, depending on how salty it is, and that helps with digestion, especially with things like fescue, which have endophytes as they get mature, that the cattle don't necessarily like, but this helps them digest it. And usually we have about 2 quarts of salt is put in a 5-gallon bucket, and you keep using that till it's roughly 10% left of what you put in. And then it's about half of the 5-gallon bucket, 2.5 gallons or so, per 50 to 60 gallons. These are 60-gallon tanks. And we have found this to be fairly easy and work well for us, and the cattle don't seem to mind it one bit. So that's our mineral program that we use. And that'll do it, folks.